This is Optimal Startup Daily, episode 805, Effective Techniques to Onboard Remote Employees, and the Best Pain Relief Tips for Remote Workers, both by Michael Levitt of breakfastleadership.com. And hey again, I am Dan, your host and narrator here, and welcome back to Optimal Startup Daily if you are a regular listener, and welcome to any new listeners we might have today. Today I'm going to be featuring two posts for you, both of them from Michael Levitt. I'll tell you more about him and breakfastleadership.com right after I read the posts. But let's get to it now as we start optimizing your life. Effective Techniques to Onboard Remote Employees by Michael Levitt of breakfastleadership.com. Best Practices for Onboarding Virtual Employees. Reflecting on my first day at a new job, I constantly felt a little nervous. In today's workforce, where many of us are working remotely, there's a pressure on new hires at many companies. They're expected to get up to speed quickly and impact immediately. It's more important than ever for companies to create seamless onboarding plans for remote workers. Here are some tips for ensuring your virtual employees know precisely what they need to succeed with your company. 1. Create a seamless plan. An effective technique to onboard remote employees is to tailor an onboarding plan to the employee, role, and company. It should include everything from how you will introduce yourself to new colleagues to what resources are available for your first day at work. The plan needs to be clear and include built-in checks for comprehension, training opportunities, and a directory of who can help with each aspect of the onboarding process. It is best practice to use this time to establish trust with your leadership team. 2. Instill your values and mission. When it comes to implementing your company's culture, gone are the days of handing new employees a copy of your company's handbook and telling them to read it cover to cover. For virtual workers, you need an onboarding presentation that explains the main concepts and adds context by describing how they relate to your industry. This approach is constructive as it gives the presenting team member a chance to answer all questions at once. 3. Use virtual resources. If you're a fully remote company, you can't be there in person to go through the onboarding process, but you can provide access to onboarding resources on your website that walk employees through the process on their own time. Provide documents where they can revisit topics such as using the company's communication software and essential tools like the video call software, calendars, and tech support. When it comes to welcoming new employees, there is no one way to onboard, remote or in office. The best approach for your organization will depend on your unique needs and how you onboard employees in the first place. 4. The buddy system. One of many effective techniques to onboard remote employees is the use of a peer mentor. When you're a new employee, it's easy to feel like you don't belong in your new surroundings. A work mentor will provide a way to ease these feelings by helping you get acclimated to the work environment and company culture. In addition to assisting with getting settled, a buddy can also help you get to know the team and processes better. They can help guide you if you get stuck or give advice without you having to reach out to management. It's important for remote employees to feel connected and cared for, which can be accomplished by providing a peer mentor. And 5. Alternative methods. Regardless of how you onboard, it's important to remember that remote workers still need the same attention as their in-office counterparts. You must ensure that you give them equal levels of engagement, especially when you wouldn't otherwise see them face-to-face every day. The key is communication. Make sure you update them with what's going on at your company and answer their questions promptly so they feel like they're part of the team from day one. The Best Pain Relief Tips for Remote Workers by Michael Levitt of breakfastleadership.com. Don't grow accustomed to body pains as a remote worker. Instead, check out the best pain relief tips for remote workers to learn more information. Working from home requires sitting for long periods, repeating the same motions, typing, writing, etc. This can lead to body pains and stiff joints. Fortunately, there are ways to combat discomfort. Follow the best pain relief tips for remote workers for beneficial advice. 1. Always set your screen at eye level. While working, you need a comfortable position to view your computer. If your screen is too low, you will lower your neck and tilt your head forward to see the device. If it's too high, you'll tilt your head back to see the screen. Both positions are uncomfortable and can lead to neck or shoulder pain. However, an eye-level screen prevents unnecessary straining. If you're experiencing pain, try repositioning your computer. 2. Rework your workspace. Another pain relief tip for remote workers is to rework your space. Creating a good environment is essential if you have a traditional home office or operate from your bedroom. If your office is too dark and you strain your eyes to complete your work, you should consider purchasing better lighting. If your computer chair is uncomfortable and you experience back pain, it's time to upgrade your seating. 3. Take frequent stretch breaks. Sitting in one position or repeating the same motions can cause discomfort. Therefore, it's best to take frequent stretch breaks after sitting for a while. Stand up and stretch your body. Doing so will relieve tension and prevent cramps. To enhance this experience, you can perform yoga poses during your lunch break. 4. Don't ignore chronic pain. Working through pain is not a good idea, and you should not ignore your body. If stretching or taking breaks doesn't relieve discomfort, you should seek additional help. In some cases, chronic pain is a sign that it's time to see a chiropractor, as they can create a treatment plan to help you. And 5. Be active throughout the day. Whenever possible, find ways to be active. Whether you walk to the mailbox or do a few lunges in the hallway, light exercises can combat pain. It can also make the workday go faster because you won't feel stuck in one position. And when the workday is over, consider going on a walk to decompress from the long day. You just listened to the posts titled Effective Techniques to Onboard Remote Employees and The Best Pain Relief Tips for Remote Workers, both by Michael Levitt of breakfastleadership.com. And thank you so much to Michael for letting us share his posts, including today's. Michael Levitt is the founder and chief burnout officer of the Breakfast Leadership Network, a San Diego and Toronto-based burnout media firm. He's a certified NLP and CBT therapist, and by the way, NLP stands for Neuro-Linguistic Programming, and CBT is Cognitive Behavioral Therapy. And he's one of the world's leading authorities in burnout recovery and prevention. He is also a Fortune 500 consultant, #1 bestselling author, and host of the Breakfast Leadership Show, which is a top 200 podcast on Apple Podcasts. He is a 2-time top 20 global thought leader on culture with Thinkers 360, as well as a former healthcare executive, CIO, and CFO overseeing $2 billion budgets. Come visit him online. You can find him and a lot of his work at breakfastleadership.com. And again, a big thanks to Michael for letting us share his work. But that should do it for today. Hope you enjoyed the posts and that you're having a great day. And I will, of course, be back here reading to you tomorrow. And that is where your optimal life awaits.